A $600 million deal just got signed. Most people never heard about it, and it directly affects the medicine you will take in the future. This week, Takeda Pharmaceutical agreed to pay Insilico Medicine $600 million. Not for a drug, not for a hospital, for AI. Specifically, AI that designs new drugs from scratch, faster than any human team ever could. And that one decision changes something fundamental about healthcare. Hold that thought for a second. Because this story is not just about Big Pharma. It is about you, your family, your future doctor's appointments, and a window of understanding that most people are not using yet. Let us start with what Insilico Medicine actually is. Insilico is not a traditional drug company. They do not have thousands of researchers in white coats. What they have is an AI system called Pharma.ai. It reads scientific literature. It models biological targets inside the human body. It generates completely new molecular structures, structures that could become drugs, and it does this in months, not the decade it normally takes. To put that in perspective, the average new drug takes 10 to 15 years to develop. The average cost is over $2 billion. Insilico's AI system is compressing that timeline dramatically. Their first AI-generated drug candidate entered human clinical trials in under 30 months. That has never happened before in the history of medicine. This is where things get genuinely interesting. Takeda did not just sign this deal because the technology is impressive. Takeda signed this deal because the economics of drug discovery are broken. Most drugs fail in clinical trials. Most companies lose billions before they find one that works. AI changes the odds. It does not guarantee success, but it makes failure cheaper and success faster. That matters enormously for patients. Faster discovery means faster access. Better targeting means fewer side effects. Lower development costs means potentially lower prices. But here's the part that does not get enough attention. This is not happening in isolation. This week also brought news that Anthropic's Claude Science model now integrates directly with NVIDIA's BioNeMo agent toolkit. BioNeMo is NVIDIA's platform specifically built for computational life sciences. Think protein structure prediction, genomic analysis, drug interaction modeling. Now Claude Science can run inside that environment. What that means practically? AI models are no longer just answering questions about biology. They are actively running experiments, modeling outcomes, suggesting interventions in real research environments at speeds no human team matches. This is a genuine shift, not a product announcement. A structural change in how medical knowledge gets created. And here is what most people get completely wrong about this. They assume this only matters to scientists. They assume it lives behind locked laboratory doors. They assume it has nothing to do with their daily life. That assumption is going to cost people, because the same AI infrastructure powering $600 million pharmaceutical deals is already partially accessible to ordinary people. And understanding how to use it correctly gives you a real advantage in understanding your own health, advocating for better care, and staying ahead of emerging treatments. If you are finding this useful, consider subscribing for more practical AI insights every week. Let me give you the breakdown that actually matters. First, drug discovery AI is changing which diseases get prioritized. Traditional pharma companies focus on diseases with large markets. Rare diseases get ignored because the economics do not work. AI changes that calculation. When development costs fall dramatically, niche treatments become financially viable. For anyone dealing with a rare condition or a disease with limited treatment options right now, the pipeline is moving faster than ever. Watching companies like Insilico is not just news consumption, it is health intelligence. Second, clinical trials are being restructured around AI. This matters because clinical trial participation is how many people access cutting-edge treatments years before they reach pharmacies. AI is now used to match patients to trials faster, to identify who qualifies, to predict who will respond. If you or someone you love has a serious diagnosis, understanding how AI-matched trial enrollment works gives you an access point most people never find. Tools like Antidote Health and TrialSpark use AI to surface relevant trials. The process used to require a specialist referral and months of waiting. Now you can search yourself in an afternoon. Third, AI health research assistants are genuinely useful right now. This detail often gets overlooked. Most people still use Google to research health symptoms and conditions. Google gives you a list of links. You wade through medical jargon. You leave more confused than when you started. A well-prompted AI model, Claude, Perplexity, or ChatGPT, does something different. It synthesizes information from multiple sources simultaneously. It translates clinical language into plain English. It helps you generate specific questions to bring to your doctor. It surfaces emerging research you would never find through a standard search. This is not AI replacing your doctor. This is AI making you a smarter, more informed patient. Those two things are completely different, and the difference matters in a doctor's appointment. A patient who arrives with specific, informed questions gets different quality care, consistently. That is backed by patient outcome research. Fourth, the NVIDIA and Claude Science integration signals something bigger. When AI infrastructure companies start building dedicated life sciences toolkits, and when frontier AI models integrate directly into those toolkits, it means the serious research is accelerating. What happened in computational biology over the last 5 years is extraordinary. AlphaFold solved the protein folding problem that stumped researchers for 50 years. Now that foundation is being built upon rapidly. Drug targets that were previously undruggable are being revisited, with AI doing the modeling work. For anyone paying attention to health and longevity, the next decade of medical breakthroughs will be predominantly AI-driven. The Takeda deal this week is not an anomaly. It is the beginning of an industry-wide shift. Now here's the practical part. You do not need to be a scientist to benefit from this. You do not need to understand molecular biology. You need 3 things. Number 1, stay informed differently. Do not wait for mainstream media to translate AI health news for you. Use Perplexity AI to set up a daily briefing on conditions you care about. Ask it to summarize new clinical research in plain language every morning. Takes 5 minutes, replaces an hour of confused Google searching. Number 2, use AI to prepare for health appointments. Before your next doctor visit, open Claude or ChatGPT. Tell it your symptoms, your history, and what your current treatment is. Ask it what questions an informed patient should be asking. Ask it what recent research exists on your specific situation. Print the output. Bring it with you. This single habit changes the quality of every medical conversation you will ever have. Number 3, understand the clinical trial landscape. If you or someone in your life faces a serious diagnosis, do not skip this step. Go to clinicaltrials.gov. Use an AI assistant to help navigate the search. Ask, what trials are recruiting for this condition right now? And what does participation typically involve? This is not experimental behavior. It is informed patient advocacy, and AI makes it accessible to anyone. The Takeda deal is $600 million. The NVIDIA and Claude Science integration is a technical milestone. Both of those things live in research labs and corporate boardrooms. But their impact flows directly to you through faster treatments, smarter trials, and better tools for understanding your own health. The people who understand what is happening in AI-driven medicine right now will navigate the healthcare system differently, more confidently, with more information, and more options. That is not a small thing. The gap between an informed patient and an uninformed one has always existed. AI is making that gap wider, but it is also handing the informed side to anyone willing to pay attention. Pay attention. Chapters. 0 o'clock. Hook. The $600 million deal. Nobody explained 0:45 what Insilico Medicine actually does 2:30. Why Takeda paid $600 million for this 4 o'clock. The NVIDIA and Claude Science connection. 5:30. What this means for ordinary people. 7 o'clock. How to use AI health tools. Right now, 8:30. Final thoughts.